You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It is the Conway Show. We are going to keep an eye on the Dodgers, but sad news coming out of San Bernardino, Rancho Cucamonga area, where an off-duty or a police officer, on-duty police officer, was shot and killed in a domestic dispute. Gave chase on, fled the cops, and the cops chased him on the 210 eastbound, and they finally caught up to him just west of Campus Drive, and an off-duty officer or deputy put himself on duty and ran into that motorcycle. The guy ended up doing a cartwheel, and the motorcycle came down on top of his head. He's in stable condition, but he's looking at a long road of recovery from that accident and then probably spending the rest of his life in prison after that, if indeed he is found guilty and he's the primary suspect of the officer that was killed today, or the deputy that was killed. So he put himself on duty. This is a hero in almost anybody's eyes. He's the car that hit the motorcycle today on the 210 freeway. It happened right around 1:35 in the afternoon. It was carried live on a lot of news stations here. I was watching it on KTLA, and you could clearly see, if you watched it just one time or two times, you would not notice it. But a buddy of mine, I don't want to say his name, but he used to work for KTLA. He said that car purposely ran into the motorcycle rider. And he was the first guy. It was minutes after it happened, maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes after it happened. And he has that kind of eye that he can see things that normal cat like me can't see. And ran into this guy. Freeway is now a nightmare. Eastbound on the 210. Angel, real quickly, where does that traffic start? Is that all the way back to Arcadia or the 605? And what does the 10 look like for people out there?
So the delays heading into this closure are backing up right now away from Foothill Boulevard, which is in the Laverne stretch of the 210 freeway, but not
so
far
that's near the
behind
57.
That's pretty close. It's east of the 57.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then you've got your regular delays out of Pasadena, which are getting pretty close to that closure slowing. And you're backing up here from the 134 freeway and stretches all the way to the 57.
Okay, so if you're on the 134, your first option is to take the 5 coming out of the valley. Your second option is the 2. Then you could squirrel down on the 110, but you're going to run into Dodger traffic. So the move, I guess, is the 605, and then after that, the 57. But the 57 is your last opportunity to divert or to head south to the 10 freeway before you run into that jam.
That's right.
All right.
That is right. Mm-hmm.
And then how does the 10 look? Well, because we know, born and raised here in L.A., once one artery backs up, they all do.
So the 10 overall slowing is already backing up out of City Terrace from City Terrace Drive. There's a little gap in between Azusa and Grand Avenue, which is about to fill in, and that's the open space between the delays for everybody using the 10 instead of the 210 and just your regular delays coming out of the City Terrace area.
I see. Okay, thank you, Angel Martinez. A couple of minutes ago, Sheriff Shannon Dykes was talking, and he said that the deputy who ended up hitting this motorcyclist and suspect put himself on duty, and you had to listen very carefully to his press conference. There was helicopters above. These things are always set up at last minute, so the audio is not always great. But if you listen to it carefully, he talks about the guy in the car who hit the motorcyclist, the suspect in this case, and put himself on duty, which I guess you can do, and hit this guy in the motorcycle, causing him to do a 180, and the motorcycle landing on the suspect's head, it looks like. And it looks like it popped his helmet off. But here's the audio from Sheriff Shannon Dykes about 25 minutes ago.
The suspect left the area on a motorcycle and subsequently was pursued by our deputy sheriffs with aerial support overhead. The pursuit came to a conclusion with an off-duty deputy sheriff who put himself on duty and conducted a legal intervention by hitting the suspect on the motorcycle, causing the motorcycle to go down. The suspect...
There it is. Guy put himself on duty. I don't know what the process is. I guess you just say, hey, I'm on duty. And he took this guy out. Took him out.
Who put himself on duty and conducted a legal intervention by hitting the suspect on the motorcycle, causing the motorcycle to go down. The suspect...
Yeah. I need more guys like that in this world.
I'm always fascinated by details like that. It's like, what was the time frame? Did he like just call and then almost immediately do what he did? Or was there like any sort of time frame? It's like, what put him there in that moment? Did he happen to be there, saw what was coming, and then call it in, say, I'm on duty, and boom.
Or was he listening to a police radio? Maybe he had his police radio on him.
Yeah.
And listening to, the suspects coming up on the 210, coming up on campus. He's like, oh, I'm coming up on campus. There he is. I can end this pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And swerved into him, knocked him off his bike, and now that's over. But you heard Sheriff Shannon Dykes talk about how much violence has been out there. This is the 81st incident of his officers in a tremendously violent act since he's been the sheriff.
22, I think, is when he was sworn in.
Yeah, so it's been 3 years. And 80 incidents. So people are out there, man. People are on the edge. When I was growing up, and you heard of a person getting killed or a person getting shot, it was a big deal. It was headline news. It was like, how is the family going to get by? And now it seems like every day that you and your family survive is like a gift from God. You go home and you go, God, thank God nothing happened to my family today. Before, you didn't have to worry like that. Now you go home and you go, oh, my kids are safe. My wife's safe. My husband's safe. We made it. We made it through another day of Southern California. It's just the way it is. I don't know when it all changed, but you can feel it in the air. You can feel it. Everybody's on edge. A lot of people out there are on their last nerve. A lot of them. All right, we're going to keep an eye on the Dodger game. It doesn't seem to have the importance that it did before this incident today, but we'll keep you updated. The game has started at Dodger Stadium. Toronto is at bat. There are 2 outs with nobody on, and Guerrero is up. And we'll give you scores all afternoon as we continue to remember this brave Deputy Nunez who passed away today, was shot and killed in a domestic violence incident. It's Southern California. I don't know what happened, but it ain't the same. We're live on KFI AM 640. KFI AM 640, it's Conway Show. We'll give you updates on the Dodgers. Also, we'll give you updates on whether they are going to open up the 210 freeway that was involved in a crash of a suspect who killed a San Bernardino County deputy. So as soon as the freeways, or Angel will have updates all afternoon for you. Very sad story. Deputy Nunez was killed today. The suspect flew away on a motorcycle and was ran into by an off-duty, then on-duty deputy. And now that guy's cooling his heels in a hospital somewhere. And then he's going to be going straight to jail and probably to prison, probably for the rest of his life, if not at least 25 solid years. And so kids, don't do stupid crap. Don't do stupid crap. I know these, girlfriends and wives, boyfriends and husbands can make you crazy, but you got to step back and take a breath, or this could be you. And you could be in prison for the rest of your life as well. It ain't worth it. What's going on, Angel, with the freeways here?
Well, I was just curious why the ladies got the headline on crazy making.
Okay. That's a solid response coming from crazy.
Take it easy.
Okay. It's just that I got to F first for female before male. I go in alphabetical.
Oh, good answer.
order.
Good answer.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
The Dodgers had a leadoff double by Ohtani. And then looks like they have stranded him on second. I'll keep you updated on the score there. But Scherzer, there's a big, long history to the guy pitching for the Maple Leafs, for the Blue Leafs or whatever they call that stupid team. But Scherzer was a pitcher on the Dodgers. And some people, like David Vassay, and I think Petros Amani agreed, that he may have cost the Dodgers a World Series by refusing to pitch way back when he played for the Dodgers. So no love lost between Dodger fans and the 41-year-old who's pitching for the Blue Jays right now. Beautiful day at Dodger Stadium. The weather couldn't be better. It's a packed stadium. And it's game 3. It's all tied up 1-1 because the Dodgers came back over the weekend. What was that game? Friday or Saturday? I can't remember. I think that game was Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Game two. Was it Friday?
Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday. Okay. I got so nervous during that game that I had to leave the house and listen to it on radio. And every time I get in the car and I drive to Valencia or Santa Clarita by myself listening to the game, they always win. I had to get in the car and drive to Santa Clarita and go to my stores up there, Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot, and drive and listen to Rick Monday.
So when you get out and go to Lowe's, Home Depot, or whatever, you're carrying around a little transistor radio to your ear?
I sit in the car.
Oh, you just stay in the parking lot?
I left in the middle of the 6th inning. And I got there probably around this late 7th inning, early 8th, and just sat in the parking lot of Lowe's like a lunatic.
I was just going to say, like an insane person.
That's
probably
right.
Yelling as people walking by.
Yeah, and I'm the only one going into Lowe's afterwards because everybody's home watching the game in Valencia or Santa Clarita or Newhall. And I had the whole store to myself. There was nobody in there except me. There's one guy from Burbank looking at cheap Halloween crap that didn't sell.
Look at the car. Tim?
That's true, buddy. That's true. That's me. But what's weird, I called a friend of mine, and I wanted to tell him, I said, buddy, I got to get in the car. I was too nervous. I had to get in the car and drive. And he did the same thing. I'm calling him. I said, why are you in your car? He goes, I was too nervous at the house. I had to get in the car and drive. And I think a lot of guys do that.
That's no joke. There's legend of Jerry West during the 2000 NBA Finals when the Lakers were playing Indiana. During the game where they won the championship,
right.
He was so stressed out and nervous. By the time the game was over, he was driving by Thousand Oaks.
That's great. That's classic.
It's a thing. For sports fans,
yes.
There's something soothing about hearing it on the radio.
100%.
And because it's like it changes the tension of it all. There's something warm about it, but it changes the tension of it.
Plus, I don't accuse the Dodgers announcers of being homers, but they're close. They're close. They're closer than the TV guys, for sure. And one thing that bothers me, and I don't know the solution to this, and Sam, you're a psychologist. Maybe you know it better than most people. I can't. When I hear a woman calling a football or baseball game with a man,
oh boy,
I can't. The high and the low voice distracts me. If it's two women, that's fine. If it's two men, that's fine. But if it's the high-low pitch of man, woman, man, woman, man, woman, it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. I'd rather be two women or two guys. But the high-low is distracting, and it gives me a headache. And that's probably not great for me for the future because there's going to be a lot more women announcing. But then fire the guy.
What you're saying
hire
is
two women.
You're LGBTQIA when it comes to your play-by-play and color commentary.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I am the biggest homosexual in the world. No, Bella, you're not going to use that as a soundbite. No. You're not going to use that as a soundbite.
Excellent.
when it comes to my announcers, I'm girl, guy. I want it to be 2 girls or 2 guys. Geez, that's the way I look at my my interesting movies online too, isn't that weird? Hey-o. The emails are coming in already? Oh, sorry. All right. Well, you can handle them, Bellio. But the high pitch, low pitch drives me crazy. So 2 women, 2 guys, I'm cool with that. But the contrast, I'm afraid of contrast in life, I guess. There's a lot of people who are not afraid of contrast. I'm not one of them. I'm definitely afraid of it. All right. Scherzer has gotten the Blue Jays out of the inning. So after 1-0-0 at Dodger Stadium. We're live on KFI AM 640.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Conway Show. Keep an eye on the 210 freeway. A very crazy day in Southern California. A deputy involved in a domestic call was shot in the head and killed, Deputy Nunez. And then a pursuit started on the 210 freeway. An off-duty officer or deputy put himself on duty, rammed into the motorcyclist. He did a 180, a couple of cartwheels, and now he's in a hospital recovering. The deputy was killed. He's been on the I think they said 5 years, 5 or 6 years. And now that family is going through hell. And a lot of people are inconvenienced, but it's a small price to pay considering the price of the deputy and that family. They're paying the ultimate price. So just hold on. You'll get home maybe a little late, maybe an hour later, maybe 2 hours later, but you'll get there. And you got KFI to listen to. We'll give you Dodger scores all afternoon. Right now, it's 0-0, but the Blue Jays have 2 on, man on first and third with 1 out in the second inning. So we'll see. We'll keep you updated on that. And when the procession does start and takes the body of the deputy that was killed, Deputy Nunez, and transports the body either to the coroner's office or to the, I guess it would be the coroner's office for an investigation and an autopsy. And that's always very moving when firemen and cops and deputies crowd the freeways. There's a long procession. They're on the overpasses with the big American flag. And that's going to happen today, probably in the next couple of hours. And we'll keep you updated on that as well. The Dodgers have gotten out of this inning rather quickly on 2 pitches. So we're in the bottom of the second, 0-0, Toronto versus Los Angeles at Chavez Ravine. There are some other stories that are going on in the news, and there was an LAX shutdown. We're in day 27 of the government shutdown, and there was an LAX ground stop over staffing and the impact that this government shutdown is starting to have on many airports. And now it's LAX's turn. If you remember, in the first couple of days of the shutdown, Burbank Airport was closed for 4 or 5 hours on one of the very first nights. And now it is spread, and a lot of these guys don't like to work without getting paid. And that's what's happening at airports around the country, including LAX.
At airports coast to coast this morning, travelers bracing for delays after ground stops at LAX and Newark Sunday stalled passengers nationwide. Delays that may be shutdown related, with air traffic controllers set to miss their first full paycheck this week.
They're completely distracted from their duties and responsibilities of keeping the American flying public safe.
The transportation secretary says nearly half of delays and cancellations.
Wait. Let's back this up here. What did he say here?
With air traffic controllers set to miss their first full paycheck this week.
Okay. Listen to this carefully.
They're completely distracted.
What?
They're completely distracted.
Okay. Well, let's have them sit out then for a while. Let's not have the distracted guys and gals up in the control tower.
They're completely distracted from their duties and responsibilities of keeping the American flying public safe.
Okay. All right. I understand that. Then replace them for the day or for the week or whatever. But let's not have guys that are completely distracted.
They're completely distracted.
Okay, get some guys in there who are not completely distracted.
The transportation secretary says nearly half of delays and cancellations could be blamed on the shutdown, warning of more to come.
You're going to see more staffing shortages in towers, which means you're going to see more delays, more cancellations. Enough is enough.
A critical week as this shutdown stretches on, from flights to food banks, many filling with federal workers.
I used to be a grants administrator and administer grants across the federal government, giving assistance, and now I'm in line requesting assistance.
And organizers preparing for an influx since federal SNAP benefits will dry up starting Saturday, according to the Department of Agriculture, putting nearly 42 million food aid recipients at risk.
And there's rumor going around that a lot of these people who are getting benefits, food stamps or WIC or, whatever the program is, that they're going to go into grocery stores and just walk out with cart after cart of food and not pay for it. To the point where some of these grocery stores are hiring full-time security to prevent that from happening when the subsidies dry up. And there are some rumors going around that some of these grocery stores and big box stores are going to close if that becomes a pattern. And so all hell could break loose in the next week or two if this starts to happen in great numbers, where people fill up a cart of groceries and just walk out.
Millions of federal workers and troops either furloughed or working without pay. And new pressure this morning from the country's biggest union representing federal workers, pushing for a short-term agreement, which Democrats have so far resisted, to reopen the government. In a statement writing, both political parties have made their point, and still there is no clear end in sight.
The Democrats are holding it up.
Democrats see a possible pinch point Saturday when open enrollment begins on the Affordable Care Act marketplaces. They want Republicans to keep a health care tax credit from expiring. Otherwise, some could see premiums double.
Americans are going to see their health care costs spike dramatically.
And while the government is shut down, at least one private benefactor is stepping in. An anonymous donor is helping the Pentagon offset the cost of service members' salaries and benefits with a $130 million gift.
Okay, I looked into that. The $130 million is a very generous gift, but considering how many people are in the armed services, it's about $97 per person, which is not a lot of money. It's just not. There's about 1.7 million active duty in the military. And if you take that and divide it up into the 130 million, it's about $97 and change. So while it is a generous offer, very generous, it doesn't come close to filling the gap here. All right, when we come back, you are going to want to hear this for the next 5 to 10 years, maybe even longer. Anytime we have a Santa Ana wind event, you are going to want to know when and how long and how powerful these winds are. When we come back, we'll tell you about it. But first, a huge home run at Dodger Stadium. Teoscar Hernandez into deep left field. I think it went into the bullpen. And the Dodgers are up 1-0 against the Toronto Blue Jays. 1-0. Dodgers in the bottom of the second inning. This is a nice start. We're live on KFI AM 640. We'll talk about the Santa Ana winds when we come back. It's going to be a major story for 5, 10, 15 years because of what happened in January of this year. We're live on KFI. KFI AM 640. It is the Conway Show. An update from Dodger Stadium. Dodgers 1, Toronto 0 in the top of the third. We'll have some more details when they become available. Originally, the call went out this afternoon of a shoplifting that was later changed to a domestic dispute, and a San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy lost his life, Deputy Nunez. And when they transport this brave young man, it'll be on all the local news stations. We will carry some of that audio for you. Very sad day in Rancho Cucamonga, San Bernardino area, and over a domestic dispute. And now a guy is not going home. The freeways are all jammed up. Angel, any update on the 210? And also, is the 210 east westbound with the looky-loos, is that causing a problem?
So let's start on the eastbound side.
Okay.
It remains closed at Mountain, and traffic is still being diverted off at Mountain, backing up from Foothill Boulevard. The westbound side, there's just some minor slowing now. It backs up from about Carnelian Street, and it's just heavy ahead to the scene of the investigation. So that's not too bad. Every now and then, like a fender bender in that stretch pops up, or some car caught on fire. But it looks like right now on the westbound side, there might be a fender bender just past campus. As you pass the scene there. So that should be off to the shoulder because it doesn't appear to be blocking. But that's what the 210 is shaken with. But the 10 and the 60, Timmy?
Jammed.
They're nightmare drives. Like the 10 eastbound slows all the way out of City Terrace into Redlands.
Yeah. Oh, is that right? Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Angel Martinez. She'll be updating the freeways all afternoon. You could win $1,000 cash. Well, I guess check. I don't know if they're going to, drop cash into your pocket. But here's how you can win $1,000.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. That's dollar, D-O-L-L-A-R. Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash. Powered by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. If you're hurt in an accident, winning is everything. Call the winning attorneys at Sweet James. 1-800-9-MILLION. That's 1-800-9-MILLION or sweetjames.com.
The website is KFIAM640.com/cash. The keyword is dollar, D-O-L-L-A-R. And keep playing, and you could win $1,000. That's a cool deal. All right, Santa Ana wins after what happened on January 7th this year in Altadena with the Eaton Fire, Pacific Palisades, and Malibu with the Palisades Fire. Whenever there are future Santa Ana wins, we are all very acutely aware that this could happen to us. And we want to know when it's going to happen and how strong these winds are going to be. And they're coming. It seems like every year, late October, early November, we get some kind of event. Let's find out when it's coming and how strong these winds will be.
Now, we are going to get much warmer. Maybe it is a beach day coming up for you because it's really going to get hot here over the next couple of days. We're going to see the winds start to pick up, especially tomorrow. Winds are going to be an issue. Doesn't look too bad through tomorrow morning, and then as we get to tomorrow afternoon, we get a very aggressive offshore flow. This will be our first Santa Ana wind of the season. It's going to be a very strong one, and it's really going to kick those temperatures up. We're a little warmer today, but we still have morning clouds. We still have some fog. Very pleasant day. It'll be a beautiful day, beautiful evening at the ballpark. Now, tomorrow it'll be a great evening at the ballpark, but it will be warm tomorrow. That heat, even though we're looking at 90s towards the middle, towards the end of the afternoon, we're still looking at very warm conditions come game time tomorrow night and also on Wednesday. So we have some hot weather. Even with the little mild cool down by the end of the week, we're still well above the average. And it looks like those winds could really intensify a little bit over the weekend. Instead of seeing a cool down through the weekend, we could be looking at this heat or at least temperatures well above the average lasting for 7 days. So that could be a big story for us, folks. We don't mind getting warm, but we don't want the winds. And that looks like it's going to be the case tomorrow.
Yeah, and it looks like San Fernando Valley is going to be on Tuesday 89, Wednesday 90, Thursday 87, and then back on Friday maybe to 80 degrees, 81, and then 70, high 70s for the early part of next week. If you live in the Orange County beach area, Huntington Beach, the coast, Newport, 82 tomorrow, 85 on Wednesday. That's very warm for this time of year at the ocean, 85 degrees. If you're in the mountains, Big Bear, you're going to reach 70 degrees on Wednesday. Again, very warm for this time of year in the mountains. 70 degrees on Wednesday. It'll cool off. By a week from Wednesday, you'll be back down at the high of 58, low of 46. Lancaster, Antelope Valley, it's not going to be as bad. Antelope Valley is not going to be as bad as the San Fernando Valley, which is odd. Maybe not for this time of year, but it is strange. 80 tomorrow, 82 on Thursday, 82 on Friday, 80, 81, and then down to 69 degrees next Wednesday. So a week from the day after tomorrow, it'll be 69 degrees. 49 will be your low. So that's a huge difference from, mid 80s to 49 degrees by next Wednesday. So we do have some cool air coming in. And that should be it. If you're a mountain nut, like Bellio used to be before she got married, it's going to be unseasonably warm in Mammoth. Bellio, I think you probably thought it was going to be in the 30s or 40s, but you're wrong. It's going to be in the 60s. 62.
Oh, I thought it was going to be in the 30s.
I know you're super wrong here on this one.
I wore a sweater and a jacket.
I know, but extraordinarily wrong. 61, boots, 62, 65, 66, mittens, and
scarf.
I know. You look cute, though.
Thank you.
With all that get up on. But next Monday, it'll be 39, then 38, then 34 for the lows. So next Wednesday, a week from the day after tomorrow, the low in Mammoth will be 34 degrees. And people enjoy buzzing up there, going skiing. Is that your favorite place to ski or your favorite place not to ski now that you're married?
Both, really.
Yeah. And you go up there with friends, but you become like a ski bunny where you just stay in the chalet and eat and drink.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love it.
And everything surrounding skiing is a 50. You rent the poles, $50. How much are the boots to rent? $50. Jesus. Each? Yeah, each boot is $50. How much is that cheeseburger with fries? That'd be $50. Yeah. How about the chapstick? 50. Yeah. God almighty, everything's $50 up here. It's a very expensive sport.
Even a snuggler in après ski is $50.
I know. And do people still rent skis or?
Oh, yeah.
Or people, I guess good skiers have their own. And they have, I bet John has more than one pair.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
Probably like 6 or 7.
Yeah. So does Kelly.
Yeah, my sister the same way. People love skiing. And they're expensive. When I skied, with my black trench coat on and my jeans, pretty hot.
It's hot.
Pretty hot look for the slopes in Big Bear. I think a lift ticket was $40 or $35. Can you still get a $35 lift ticket? Probably not. That's over. That's sailed. But I wasn't a big skier. I didn't like it. Either hot or you're freezing or boiling. Those are the only two temperatures you have when you're skiing. You're never like, wow, this is really comfortable. And it's crowded. There's snow blowing in your face. The boots are uncomfortable. People can plow into you and put you in the hospital. But I guess people enjoy it. People enjoy skiing. And man, when you like skiing, that's all you do. That's all you do, and that's all you talk about. Skiing. It's like marathon runners. You know the only reason people run marathon? To tell people they run marathons. Period. All right, it's Conway Show. We're live. I'll give you an update out of Dodger Stadium. Dodgers won Toronto 0 in the bottom of the third. We're live on KFI AM 640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.